This one's for the stolen voices, my people that ain't got much traces. Trapped in the belly of the beast, everywhere is beef and there's never ever peace. Every day is peak and I never get to speak. Living in the Elmos, never get to see. Sitting in a cell, feeling like you're never gonna leave, but you can't sleep cause you got beef with the brother underneath in the bunk. Man, the truth in my speech is abundant. I don't need a reason to keep it 100. The government declared a war on the man. So this ain't a song, it's a glorious anthem to rep for the group that is normally abandoned. The poor is ignored when they're stranded. From Lagos to Kingston, Norwich to Camden, against all odds, of course we are champions. I'm the voice of Trayvon, I'm the voice of Stephen Lawrence, I'm the voice of Tupac, with no thug life engraved on my stomach. I'm the voice of a runaway slave, holding a blade and facing a musket. Been a victim of the system too long, we get tired of waiting for justice. The voice of Fred Hampton Sr., killed for defending the people, and the right to exercise freedom of speech. We just want to be treated as equal. I'm the voice of the mums and the ones that pray for unity in the community. I'm the voice of the young trying to escape the slum, but they can't find the opportunity.
So much to say, but not enough. You hear the cries calling from the skies above, saying it's okay, speak your mind, open your heart, don't let no one add you to understand.
Yeah. Another episode of Speakenomix. We're gonna get straight into it from right to left. Please give me your name, say a little bit about yourself. I'm gonna put your Instagram ad underneath you.
Hey, I'm Lex. I'm an advocate and I'm a fitness instructor. I work at a not-for-profit down in Brixton Street Gym. I'm using fitness and calisthenics to engage youth.
Hi, my name's Harry. I'm currently a taxi driver, but I've got some applications that I'm looking to launch in Africa at the end of this year and the beginning of next year.
Hi, I'm Philly Queen. People know me as Mama Philly. I have cakes, bakes, beauty and fitness. I do. I also have Power Up, and I also have a brand that we also do clothing, and I also do fitness advice. And I also have I also go to the gym. I also recommend the gym to people and stuff like that. I have what are you doing? I'm also on YouTube. I got songs. I'm an artist. I have P&P Gardens. What else do we have? Just holler at me if you need some cakes. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. I want to say thank you to G.A.N.G for giving me this jumper for my birthday. His mum's recognized, and thanks for putting me on his mix CD, the volume 3 of London collection. Thank you.
I'm Rochelle. I'm the founder of Loopy Life. I advocate on behalf of individuals that have an autoimmune condition called lupus. So I do short films, documentaries, events around that subject. So yeah, that's me.
I go by the name of Prince, but people call me Mr. Free Your Mind, and I run a social enterprise called Free Your Mind and Be Free. And what that basically is, I work with everyone, but I target the new generation, the younger generation. And I want to talk to them about pain, because I know that relates to everyone. And that's how we can relate together as well. I just want to let them know that you need pain in order to find your purpose. So that's what I do, Mr. Free Your Mind.
I'm Lauren. I'm in med school, my second year. Yeah, that's me really. That's all I do right now.
Cool. So I've got a simple question for you guys. What would you do with £50 billion? How would you spend it? So anyone can answer that.
Is it me first? Yeah. Okay. I think I'd set up some kind of infrastructure in Africa. Well, with that money, actually, Africa and the Caribbean. So probably like a village type thing, like a hospital, school. Like create like little towns and villages in places where people can't access it in other areas. So I think that's what I would do.
Okay.
So a little money.
Okay. Yeah, with me, what I would do is I'll build schools, hospital, and businesses. Black schools, hospital, and businesses to teach them about Black history as well, to kind of know where they came from, and to just bring people together that can connect. Because nowadays in all the schools, you get people from different areas, different backgrounds, not with the same purpose. So that's what I'll try to invest, and yeah, just build a nation with different schools. And then with the other, I'll just party and enjoy my life. To be honest. Yeah, there's no point in me trying to come and, you know. So yeah.
Finish. No, I'm joking. I think for me, a vision of mine would be, that's a lot of money to be fair, but I definitely would like a space where we could learn about health on a holistic level. So where we're talking about like mental health, we're talking about food, nutrition. I'm looking for the word. I think, is it naturotherapy? I don't know if I'm even pronouncing it right, but everything it's just how you go about dealing with your health through natural ways, whether it's like meditation or mindfulness and just all different spectrums of it. So I'd love there to be a space where all that could be done under one building basically. So yeah, that's what.
And what would you do with your other 100 million car really
With
I
the
feel
rest
like
of the money.
yeah, I feel like with what you've just described, you're gonna have a lot of change.
That can cover
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
No, it is a lot
Yeah.
of money, but I don't know. I don't think you need that much money to be happy. Like, if that makes sense, because you do.
I didn't mention nothing to do
No,
with
I
happiness.
no, of course.
I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just putting it out there.
No, 100%. But I think from that's done, the rest of it is. I don't know. I guess you can keep. You know. Well, I want to go to an island. I want to buy a whole island for my whole self, like just family, just a whole island away. But that's definitely what I want to do for the people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Me. I definitely know what I'm gonna do with that. First of all, I'm gonna buy my house. I'm gonna have an extension.
Why don't you buy a house that's big enough?
I love my house.
You like the house that you're in now?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I get what you're saying.
Buy my
I get what you're
house.
saying.
I'm gonna do some investments. I'm gonna buy my house so my kids can have it as well when I go. I'm gonna have extension. So like extend my kitchen like really big for my business so I can expand my business.
You know what? You know I said 50 billion. 50 billion.
Yeah, but this is more than just money. What I do is more than just money, because it's just about lifestyle as well. Same as my man was talking about the next generation and our culture. To represent our culture instead of becoming a consumer, you have to have your own brand.
Yeah.
And our community, if that's if everyone.
You could buy a factory, is what I'm saying.
Yes, we can have our own crepes instead of wearing Nikes and stuff. So I'm gonna invite my family over from the Philippines. I'm sure they'd like to come over. And my dad is already saying, "Oh, send me an invite." I'm sure they'd love to come over.
Yeah, 50 billion should cover it.
Yeah.
Just about.
They'd love to come over. Yeah, and then we'll go somewhere else if they want. I think they want to see the snow, so and the Queen's Palace. But the schools invest in the schools so the schools can have more good school meals, like healthy, balanced school meals. So the children, even though they're not at home, they're not eating just like microwave. It's not good. It's not good for them. So I'd like to teach the chefs and stuff like that, do a Gordon Ramsay or Jamie Oliver about the schools. Or I'll have them as well doing the schools. I love them to help me, and I'm going to go and see the people who have helped me, like my mentors. I'm going to go and see them, give them a gift, and tell them how much I want to thank them for helping me, helping others. And I just want to congratulate them and celebrate.
How many millions in a billion?
1,000.
1,000.
Yeah.
1,000 millions. You've not thought about it much,
No,
have you?
1,000.
You've not thought about it much, have you? 1,000 millions. 1,000 millions make a billion.
Yeah, 1,000.
You cut me off.
Because I was thinking about. You know why? Because I was thinking about the gifts that you said you're gonna have for people.
Yeah, but then if you got investments already,
It's a nice
the money
gift
will just, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
A nice
Also
£1 million gift.
Jedi as well, because he's invited me here. He's given me the opportunity Thanks. So Jedi is gonna get a nice gift from me.
That's a nice.
You know what I mean? And everybody else here, nice gift, and more than just maybe more cake.
Just
bake
for me. I'm good.
Just come to my restaurant anyway. Something nice. And the last one, I wanna get married.
Okay.
And I have a nice wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, so engage.
Sick.
Well, mine's
50,000. How much is it? 50 million.
50 mil in a million, and you've got was it 1,000 million in a billion? So you've got 50,000 million. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Well, mine's going to be similar to Lauren's, basically just build infrastructure. But I've already kind of thought about this previously. So you do social economics. I believe going into agriculture in Africa will make Africa self-sustainable, because agriculture there's quite poor, and I've been to quite a few African countries. So basically I'll just do, team up with different chiefs and different demographics across Africa and try and do it all at one time. It's not like a quick boom. But then also I feel like, when you all talked about the schools, less about the schools for me and more about an accredited Afrocentric curriculum that's like recognised around the world, because anybody that's Afrocentric now comes with any sort of literature, it's not accredited. So people dismiss it straight away, or it's very difficult for them to get it publicised and get out there. So I'll put all my money into that research. So I know you guys do the study of melanin. There's not really any academia there, is there?
Oh, there is. They just don't tell you.
Yeah, but this is what I'm trying to say. So if you have money, you can put into the research.
Oh no, there's scientific and medical research. Like there are doctors who know the value of melanin, and they just
but I know. But what I'm trying to say is, for it to be accredited, you have to have money in order to push the research and make it more done.
I don't want them to research anymore. They know enough.
I know, but I'm trying to say from making it more publicized, because it's us that don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? It's us that don't know. They know, but they keep.
What is it that we don't know?
Just the history.
The history
history. Obviously, the power of melanin. The stuff that we, as a nation, we have the lack of knowledge, and that's what I'll push through. I'll spend a lot of money on that, trying to get that blown.
I thought about this, and first I would hire my dad, because he's a great accountant, so he could work out how my money's going to make money. So I could take I could take half of the 50 billion, and go and spend it, and then he could just make money for generations on the other half.
25,000 million you're going to spend. That's half. I'm just saying, 25,000 million. I just want to keep it in context.
I know, but I'm going to need it. Listen. So,
big plans.
I always, like I said, I can't be doing with the system. Lacasia land will be very real. I'm buying a series of islands. I'm going to have the biggest one. I'm going to build a calisthenics park on the mainland. There will be rules. I swear to you, there'll be rules. And if you don't abide by them, it's definitely fine. It's definitely cool. Like, you don't have to. And people can move here. I'll start a citizenship program and have dual nationality with all the other black countries, and there'll be a loyalty program. Yeah.
A what?
A loyalty program. Yeah. I will fund your business for 2 years, or I'll pay for your education as long as you go and you take everything you've learned to impact a black country. I don't care what you do. I don't care. Live your life.
Like an academy.
I literally don't care what people do, because people get too caught up in the semantics and whatever else not. But I'm not funding corrupt government, so I wouldn't go into certain countries and be like, oh, we're doing this. No. I have my rules, and you can have dual citizenship with us, but you have to make certain changes to do that. Everybody else, there's room. There's room. I'll buy a whole heap of islands. We can franchise this stuff.
Is there still enough islands out there, up for sale and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How much is an island? Have you researched that?
An island. Listen, there are islands going for 500,000. Yeah, out here in the world.
That's right on the tsunami strip, bro.
Yeah,
right there.
So you could literally franchise Lacasia land all over the world, and we'll live under our own rules, calmly, away from everybody. and let Babylon fall. Like, let them stay
I'm
there.
sure,
That's right,
I'm sure
I'm
they'll
there.
try.
I'm
I'm
there.
sure they'll still try to trouble us somehow.
Yeah, of course.
I got the fear,
That's
yeah.
why my dad has to make all that money so we can make, like,
have an
there'll be
army.
scientists over there. It'll be like
We'll have our
Wakanda,
own
but
one. Yeah.
brighter, shinier,
I got the fear
more pink and green.
that if we get like an island, they're gonna press a button and there's gonna be like a big wave or seismic activity or whatever. Half is gonna be in
That's
full
hating.
effect.
That's
Do you know what I
hating.
mean? What would I do with it? I never answered my own questions, but what would I do with it? I kind of like, I think the 50 billion kind of threw me off here, because then 50 million I would have been on some, I'm going to buy like a big plot of land.
50
and
million's not that much.
I get that.
That's why
I
you
get
need
that.
the billion.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you want to impact
Yeah.
people
Yes.
Across
on a
globally.
wide scale, like globally, 50 billion's not going to make
I
it.
can
Especially
imagine.
talking about
Yeah,
helping
50
people.
million, yeah. Like, I can
Talking
imagine
about helping
still.
people.
Yeah. Because think about
But I never mentioned helping people. You lot all want to help people.
Of course.
You could have said you spend it on yourself if you wanted to.
But if it's 50 billion,
Yeah.
yeah, you get to a certain point where I personally believe that you're entitled to a certain degree.
You have a responsibility.
I personally believe so, yeah. That's my personal belief. I think you've then got, especially me being coming from a black background, and obviously a lot of black people are in poverty all around the world. You know what I'm trying to say?
I think I'd funnel my 50 billion into finding a way to try and destabilise the financial climate.
This is what I was gonna
and
say.
bring
if
it all
you
down.
if you
You know what I mean?
franchise
Like
a
if I
whole
could,
bunch of
if I could put my
islands
money into
and you
somewhere
withdraw
and give
the
them
whole
and
workforce.
create some kind of imbalance, but 50 billion. Do you think 50 billion could actually create an imbalance?
Think about it, yeah.
Is there people out there
You
with a
create-
trillion in it? There's people out there that
create
own
like
trillions.
your own-
And then there's conglomerates that all together own trillions.
Yes.
Yeah, but
They
think
own
about
half
it.
of
If
the
you
world's
own like
resources.
your own republic, yeah. So you buy all these islands and you call it a republic, whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
I said Lucchese land, but you can set up a republic. Yeah.
Mm.
If you invite people from other countries and they come, they bring money with them. You take the workforce and their money, destabilize the economy. But everybody, you don't force them.
That's gonna. Like, if you do something like that, that's gonna cause war, though. Let's not
definitely.
pretend like you're just gonna be left alone to do everything to make moves like that. So,
This is why
so
they
like,
require
I want to be
this.
hearing about your military.
Throw some
Unfortunately,
money on them.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
unfortunately, with
It's
that
a thing.
with that big of a
Real
wallet,
Harriet,
you need to have an equal sized gun.
Real secret.
You know,
Basically, yeah.
you something trying to say, Lex?
I'm
She'll be
really
the
secretive.
president.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be one of these people who be like, yeah, I've got £50 billion. Come and join me. It's just like, oh, what are you doing? Growing fruit in Zambia.
First,
Yeah.
real business, be quiet about
Out,
it.
like I
Just
just
best to
disappear
try and be
everybody.
quiet.
Yeah,
I feel like 50
disappear
billion's
everyone.
too much to even hide that you've got, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Like from the kind of people I just got that kind of cynical brain. So I just think to myself, when you talk about money, I know that you can't deposit £100,000 into my account without it being
That's
looked
true.
up and frozen and
Yeah.
blocked and mirror. So then when we're talking about 50 billion, I'm thinking that the right people are gonna know you've got that. It's not gonna be you're not anonymous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people just
So then that ball will be rolling anyway because you are a powerful person with 50 billion,
Of course,
isn't it?
of course.
You actually are.
Some countries don't generate 50 billion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. They don't in a year.
So you've got more than certain countries,
Most definitely.
certain
But they
small
have to
countries
be
and that.
nice to me because I still got my Zambian passport. So what now? Oh, you nothing.
You say you got your Zambian passport.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
What are we doing with my 50 billion? It's mine.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think what I'm trying to say is, with that amount of money, I think
But
people
this
will.
is what I mean because I've got my. I'll just withdraw it. I won't deposit it here. Like I can put
Yeah.
it in a Zambian bank account and it can
I would even
collect
keep
money.
it all in the bank though.
You can't. Yeah.
You'd
Once
have
you
to.
keep
You'd
it
have
See what I
to.
mean?
You'd just keep all the
Yeah,
bank
they will
straight.
try.
Straight into
They're gonna
assets.
wanna-
Yeah.
Straight
Yeah.
land.
Yeah.
I'm
Gold,
not putting it in a
silver.
British bank.
I'll dig that somewhere in Africa, deep in the hole. You know, just in case they try to
Proper
press a
British
button
bank.
Someone
and that
was-
50 billion is gone. You know, go and then press that button where it
It's not,
didn't
yeah.
exist. You know.
Can you imagine?
I'm sure that's happened to someone before. You know, where
That all their money's
and
just
then, yeah,
disappeared,
And what? And,
and no one knows nothing about it.
You know, trying to say like what?
No one's even heard of it. Like what? Huh?
If
You've
it's
got no account here with us, from what I can see.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they will say that.
That would be mad. But like, I mean, the thing is, as soon as we start thinking about big amounts of money, we start thinking about how we can like kind of free up the people and stuff like that. But like, I just feel like within the system, it's almost like no matter how much money you have, I don't think money can buy freedom. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Freedom has to be a collective, isn't it? Because as a people, we do have the power, but obviously the ones that are in control, they spend all their money to fragmentate us, you get me, to keep us divided. So as soon as you'd have to use the money to get the unity. As soon as you get that unity, then that's when I think the freedom can follow. But everyone has to be singing from the same hymn.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, we're not right now.
Sorry.
No,
I was gonna say, I think freedom happens in the mind, because a lot of the times we do want to help people, but the thing is, even if you were to get the money and free your people per se, they still don't have the mentality to deal with the change.
Of course.
Do you get where I'm coming from? So I think we have to educate first before we think of like freeing, because imagine you've got a plan in your head and you free everyone and they mash up your whole dance. Mash up like
that's
I was doing this for you lot, and
that's why mine was a loyalty program. Like I don't have time to be trying to convince people. Like I've only got so many years on this planet and I want to enjoy it. So I'm gonna be on the mainland. This is what you could have.
That's
It's up to you. Do you see what I mean? And then let people come to their own choices, because I'm not the Messiah here.
How are you going to protect yourself?
I'm not here to upset.
Do you know what I mean?
To be honest with you, you can't protect yourself, and that's reality. Once you have that amount of money, even your day ones will turn your day ones that loved you.
But this is why you have to bring people with you, because this is
it's got to be we, innit?
No, but that's
the whole way.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you see. Let me land it. You bringing people with you, but the ones that you bring with you, the closest ones, they're the ones that even want to wipe you off. And that's what some people don't understand. Obviously, it's easy to talk here when I have money, we want to help people. But why do we not think about helping people now with what we've got? Because right now, it's all a dream. You know, we all talk the talk, but with what we've got, the money that we got now, we can still do something. Okay. I feel like whenever we talk about big amounts, that's when we say, I want to do this, build schools.
Because until then, it's survival, isn't it?
Exactly.
Because no one feels like they're thriving out here, brother. And until they feel like they're thriving, they don't feel like they've got enough to spare to change your reality. They can't change their own reality.
The thing is, help people. Do you see what I mean? I think it's different for different people.
Yeah, I think with that, that's why I don't call myself motivational speaker no more. Because I can't motivate you. I can come and talk to you, but you can only motivate yourself. So I believe they have to see. You have to hit rock bottom. I believe everyone here has hit rock bottom in order for them to say, you know what, I need to change now. If I come and give you all the talks, look, I got this card, that card, and this and that, that's cool, but I'm still going back to SW9. I'm not living that nice lifestyle. So you have to know in your mind that you want to change.
But if you're talking about massive people, resources is key though. You can't really help people, and people are not really trying to help you unless you can show them that there's a viable route for them to get out of what their situation. And you can do that without resources. But if we're talking about a mass group of people, if you have money behind you in your disposal, you can definitely help a lot of people. I think it's easier. But like you said, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm just saying obviously it changes the whole dimension of everything having 50 billion. I think, with that, you're right. But then, for example, let's use, Tupac, for example, back in the days. He didn't have nothing. He only had the power of his voice to guide him. And the people could see that. They could see that he was fighting against the odds. So he didn't really need 50 million for the people to follow him. I heard that.
You see, all the people that didn't have money.
But having said that, he needed a budget, a record label with a budget behind him. So Def Jam and Death Row and then Interscope on top of that. Which is a £50 million whatever company. Yeah?
That's true,
but without those things behind him, we wouldn't have really have heard of Tupac to the extent. Remember, he had publicity. He had a publicity machine behind him still, even if it was negative.
Yeah, but then he had that behind him, but that came with restrictions because it's not his money. So imagine if Tupac had his own money. I think his message would have come over tenfold. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Of course.
Because he was restricted by that.
Definitely. Now, what I just want to say about that is, before he had the money, he was making the moves. You see what I'm trying to say?
True.
With us, we only think about moves once we have the money. This is what I try to say. Now I can't talk for everyone. I'm talking personally. Like, you see, when you don't have money and you go to Selfridges and you say, I want to buy this and that, but then once you have the money, you don't know what to buy. So what I'm trying to say is, we can make our steps now to create change rather than waiting for the money and then to create change.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But at the same time, it's when we talk about the average person, we are on survival mode. Like literally, if you stop working next month, you know, I'm trying to say, like, who's paying your bills? You get me? So obviously, I think that mode of thought, it's difficult for you then to plan and try and plan next moves for other people when really and truly you're just trying to really find month to month how you're going to live. You get me?
I agree with both of you. What I would say is, I think some of the people I know that are trying their best to help others are the ones with nothing themselves. And I think maybe within that not working or not having that structure or whatever, or not having even a high material drive, frees them up to think about things like helping the people, because they're on a basic thing. If you look at the monks and that, if we take it to like Tibet or whatever, the monks them that are on this all this charity thing, they got nothing, and because they've got nothing, or they free themselves from the desire of all material things, and make themselves happy with the basics, then they can think about charity and think about other people. I think this is the thing where most of us are in some form of poverty, some form of bondage when it comes to work and living to work and working to live, and that cycle, So most people don't have that confidence or that space just to say, do you know what? I need to change this shit. So you're right. Who said about rock bottom?
Me.
Yeah, you're right. I think some people, when they feel that they've hit rock bottom, like when I hear about these entrepreneurs, I let them talk about when they ended up on the couch or homeless and they said, fuck this, I'm not doing this no more. And then they had that brain spark and whatever. Do you know what I mean?
That's where they say motivation. I think you were saying that you can't motivate someone because you have to generate it in yourself. So sometimes it is that whole thing of like pain or despair that gets you to start moving again. Because I think it knocks you down, like it knocks all your illusions out the way. Like, wow, this weren't even real. So you have to start thinking about the collective. Do you get where I'm coming from? So I think that's kind of what takes place with entrepreneurs. Like the last pound in their bank account, they're like, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah. Because they hit a certain level. I don't know, some of us are always in that level, in that perpetual level, so I don't think it's enough of a spark. Man's still just trying to climb out. Man's not even thinking, do you know what I mean?
I don't know, because if you think about it, stuff that's already made for us, like if we look at consumerism, the person that's made it for us, they've got money in their bank account. They're just doing it so we
stay where we are.
Do you get where I'm coming from? And then you've got the ones that you're like, okay, I don't have nothing, and I am making it for people that are the consumers, but it's in aid of them. It's not to keep them where they're at. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you can only play two sides of the you can only play one side of the coin when it comes to money.
If I was comfortable and my life was like a bed of roses and that, there's a real possibility that I would never have looked back to anyone that was quote unquote struggling and thought, yeah, do you know what? I feel it for them. I'm gonna go out of my way to help them. Maybe not. Do you know what I mean? Because I would. You just for instance, if you're walking down the road and you see some people you perceive to be posh, I don't know if you ever notice the way that they walk with a certain air of lack of consideration for others on the road. Not because they're not thinking about other people. You get me? They're just not. They're just
never had to.
They never had to. They don't think about moving out the way. You see the manners go down and down and down. The more privileged people seem. The opening doors. You open a door for someone and they walk through the door. And you're like, thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Can I just say something?
The less money I've made, the more I've helped people. So I have to agree with you.
Yeah,
of course.
But is that stemming from a thing of shit? Being down there ain't the greatest, you know.
Do you know what it is?
And so is it like a selfish thing? Because for me, I think it is.
Yes,
I'm worried about the next generation, and I'm worried about people because of what I experience and have experienced. So it's all based on me, innit? Really.
Yes, experience as well.
Me personally, I had the jobs that have paid more have been more like stereotypically stressful. So more time at work,
less time for self,
less time for self. So even though, like, when I left uni, I was like, I want to work for black businesses, all the rest of it. It was still high pressure, still worked with like colleges, kids groups, still advocated on the side as well, like still did everything that I do now to some less or greater degree, but I didn't help, like I arranged for other people to help people. Do you see what I mean? So you get caught up kind of like in the red tape, but the less that I earn, even though I might still be as busy, it seems that there's more kind of time spent on the ground, like actually
physically,
like
they're
actually
touching base with people,
real people and real families, and
not just some names or a percentage, a quota.
Exactly, it's not like just ticking boxes. So you have to. I think the way helping or like kind of youth sector, the charity sector is set up in this country, people don't think that they can make a living helping others, so they don't even consider, like they don't even think to do it. Does that make sense? Like,
Can you make an honest living helping others?
You can, but you have to finagle it. You have to
A lot of
finagle
juggling.
it. Like it depends on who your partners are. Like if you go, like you get into bed with the government, then you have to like
There's a
toe
problem.
their line. So it all depends on how you set up your not-for-profit and things like that.
Because
But
I think if you're generally helping other people, I think you deserve to make money. I think there's a kind of
Yeah.
embarrassment to admit that you're making peas of something that is helping others. But like, make your peas, man.
Of course.
I keep telling people, like, man is making money from kicking a ball in the back of a net. So if you've helped 100 people, make 10 grand, make 10 million. Like what?
Definitely, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't think we're not born this earth to suffer. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we're all here to experience life. So,
Yeah.
but I think I was actually going to go
That
back.
goes against what he's saying.
But then you see,
Pain
with
is
that,
power.
I was-
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
not-
You need
yeah.
that suffering,
but we're not here to suffer. But suffering
Maybe
is
we
a part-
are.
Well, it's a part- it's a
Maybe
part
we
of
are
it.
here to suffer. I'm going to
Maybe
challenge you on
we
that.
are.
Okay.
I'm going to challenge
Yeah,
you on
yeah,
that.
because it's the same coin, just a different side of it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it comes from the same source. So I do get that. Well, the point I'm trying to make is that
that is really not quiet, babe.
the point I'm trying to make is that basically we all have the intelligence to make better of ourselves, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? So
Do we all have it?
No, not well.
But that was a sweeping statement. I'm just
yeah,
going to...
I
I get it. It's been good.
Well, okay.
Do we all have the
I
intelligence?
believe
You
we all
talking
have
we all have.
I believe we
all
all
have
have
the capability
all
to
the
expand our
potentiality.
intelligence.
More like that.
But some people can't do it. Some people need to be unlocked. Their potential needs to be
of course.
unlocked. And some people can do it themselves.
Of course,
Yeah.
of
Don't you
course,
think
yeah.
experience pain to expand?
Yeah,
For
I think
expansion.
basically I think we just choose to suffer, and that's why I come with free your mind. Let go of
Choose to
negativity.
suffer.
We choose. Yeah, what I mean, I will elaborate on that because if you hear that, you think, what's he on about? I wanna
I
elaborate.
was just
This
like,
is
I was
why I
like,
kept quiet,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I need
Basically,
explanation.
now, basically, what I mean is, the people that you're around, you chose to be around them, right? The people that you're around now.
Apart
Yes.
from
No, because if you don't want to be around them,
True, but
so you chose to be around them.
My
But-
father did. Like, if it had been up to me, I'd still be in Zambia.
No, I'm,
Some things
I'm
we
talking
can't
about.
control.
I'm talking about the now. Like I don't talk about. I talk about the present, the now.
as in overall, yeah, you
The
have a
people that
choice
you-
if you want to be around them or not.
For the most part.
Because the thing is, what we do, we blame people
Yeah,
for
but
what
he-
happens
That's
to us.
exactly
But
what.
he probably had to get to a point of pain to actually have that understanding. Because only with that, and that's the whole thing about pain. You have
Yeah.
to get to that level so you can expand. I think there's a certain things have to happen.
So
for
then do
your-
we
for
choose
you to
pain? Or does pain choose us?
No, I think before you get to that level of pain, you're unconsciously making decisions. And then you get to a point where you get to the point where you're present, and then you're like, I can choose to suffer or I can't suffer. I think that's when you get to that moment of now.
I'm going to challenge that one still. I'm not going to
Is
lie.
it a challenge?
Yeah, I'm not going to
Challenge.
lie. 'Cause
Challenge.
it's the choosing. It's the choosing to suffer thing that.
Yeah.
that
Just
not-
work with what
it's
you
not
got.
ringing.
What basically mean? What basically mean?
Okay, for instance, let me drop it on you.
Yeah.
I have no toes. Did I choose to suffer that? Like, I suffer pain with every step I take. How did I choose that?
Wait,
Because
come
I was
on.
born with toes.
Yeah.
I was perfectly healthy, but now I have none, and I suffer from it. So how did I choose to suffer from it?
Now, what I mean with that, I think that's why people don't
You're
understand.
talking about self-inflicted,
Yes.
self-inflicted choices.
Yeah.
This is, and that's what you see.
The majority.
Some people's pain are some people's pain are a result of other people's
Yeah.
choices.
Yeah,
So I
no,
mean-
but I think
No.
that's what you're talking about.
What I'm saying basically, yeah.
We got him. We got him.
Self-
We got him.
No. Basically, what I'm saying. You
Welcome to
see this-
Speakenomix,
Yeah.
man.
Bring it. That's, we have to create that. Basically, what I'm saying is that, you see, my concept of free your mind and be free. We all go through pain, we all go through suffering, that's fine. But there comes a point where you can say to yourself, I don't want to do it no more.
Yeah.
You see what I'm trying to say? Like, you need your pain. Your pain is your phone to kind of like get on with life. It's your power to say, I can't do it. I can do it. So what I'm saying is, before, it's like you kind of knew, but you stayed in your comfort zone. Your example there, yeah? I'm not even going to go around the bush. I can't even say anything about that. So I don't want people to think, what's this guy talking about? But yeah, in regards to going through pain, there comes a time where you can choose to come out your comfort zone, but we like to live in our comfort zone. We like to relate to people from our history, and that's why we don't get to our destiny. You see? But in order for us to get to our destiny, we have to walk away from our history. But why do you want to walk away? Bossman always gives me 2 wings. I know Brian since I was born. Like, I don't want to go and meet no Terry. They don't know about my pain. I don't want to share my pain. It's because people are scared to move forward. People are scared to see the unseen. People want to be comfortable tomorrow. I'm going to go see Jerry tomorrow, man. We go back to the bar, to the rave. We know every man. And that's what I mean about you choose your suffering. You choose your comfort zone. You choose your people that you want to hang around with. You don't want to come out of it because you're scared.
Sorry, can I just say, I hear what you're saying, but can we, I mean, it's sweeping, but I feel like you've equated suffering and comfort zone as being synonymous, yeah. And some people's comfort zones might not bring them any suffering. Some people's comfort zones are just that they're comfortable.
Comfort zone's the wrong one. Maybe poison's the better word, because everybody has their poison. Like everybody has something that they are weak about or for, or like a flaw that leads them to the same pattern of behaviour all the time.
Destructive.
So maybe, same kind of cycle they fall into.
Yeah, because I feel like if you're in your comfort zone, you don't know if you're doing the right thing or if you can do better. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you have to step out to know that you.
What if you made that visit? What if your comfort zone is somewhere that you stepped up to?
Yeah.
You was out of your comfort zone and you worked up to it. You got to this place and now you're comfortable where you are now.
Oh no, that's different. That means you stepped out your comfort zone to get to that place. Do you get what I'm
No, you weren't comfortable in that position. That's why you made a decision to change. So it weren't a comfort zone.
So it was never a comfort zone for some people. For some people.
Get me? Being born into abstract poverty, and having the system against you, I wouldn't say that's a comfort zone. For you to raise up out of that on some alchemy led to gold kind of shit, and you transform your bag of oranges into, or your bag of lemons into lemonade, then I feel like now you're happy, you've got your lemonade, I'm good, I'm drinking lemonade, I'm good. That's now my comfort zone.
Yeah, because you said to yourself, I need to come out there to do something. But what I mean is, people always say, I want change, man. I live in the same hood and it's boring. I don't want to go to this. But if
they don't want to take the steps to change that.
You don't want to take the steps, you're just there complaining.
Because I remember I was actually having a conversation with one of my friends, and she kept on saying the same thing over and over, and I just had to stop her and say, you can't keep complaining about the same thing if you're not literally going to make any changes towards getting to a next destination.
And that's what I mean about the comfort zone thing. You say you want to change. Basically, you want to walk without walking. Yeah. You want to talk without speaking.
You want to travel without taking the steps.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You want to say, I want to do this and that, but it's all just mouth.
Everyone wants to go to heaven. No one wants to die.
You understand? That's basically what it is. That's like in short, like don't judge. Don't ask God to guide your footsteps if you're not willing to move your feet. Simple as that.
In fitness terms, we call it the people who want t-shirt muscles without actually getting functionally strong.
Okay. So it's t-shirt muscles. See?
Yeah.
Where you can see it through the t-shirt.
T-shirt muscles, where you can see it. You know what I mean? That's what I said last time. I said, well, girls like to match their lipsticks with their bags. Guys like to match their trainers with their belts. But when are you going to match your words with your actions?
Hey!
You know what I mean?
Quotable.
Boom. So that's what I mean about comfort zone. Don't talk about it, but still be there chilling on your sofa where you've been for 10 years. Talk about it, do it to get to your comfort zone where you really want to be.
Your question. Now I can really vibe with that, because we got rid of all the mess, and I'm with that. Like complaining from your sofa about the life that you've been living for 10 years. But then you've turned down so many opportunities to maybe change something. Like I had a brethren the other day who was always talking to me about some social activism and some community stuff, and how to really we need to lash out on Big Brother and do this and do that. And then I came across the opportunity of something monumental where the community have taken over a building, and I said to him, look, come down to this building. Come and see what one. He was like, no, because I can't be bothered. I owe my money, and I got to get his money back, so I'm on the roads. And no, man, I already know that the council's going to try to shut it down, and before you know it, they'll be kicking man out, and blah blah blah. And I was like, bro, you're saying all this negative shit, and you ain't even been. Come to the place and come see it for yourself. And he just kept convincing himself in this conversation that it weren't worth his time. And I know inherently that this place is perfect for him and what he's about and his energy. But like you said, in his comfort zone, he'd rather complain and say that, I'm on the roads, I've got to stay on the road because I owe my money, rather than taking 10 minutes at his time to come into the building and have a look. So,
life has to get that uncomfortable, though. Do you know what I'm saying? Life has to get that uncomfortable to realise there's a change, because a lot of people, we're born into this anyway, so everything is a problem. Every day is an issue.
So what about people that never have uncomfortable lives, though?
No,
What about the
Like, people
privileged?
that-
How did the privileged? What did the privileged supposed to do?
Oppression. They
Sorry?
seek oppression.
That's
They
Seek oppression.
Yeah.
they seek oppression.
Yes.
yeah. Because you're not.
You see people out here every day
That don't have
crying
to be.
about dumb shit.
Just
Like
Yeah.
people are actually like,
They create problems, isn't it?
like
The
they're
mind
just
creates
like
problems.
but oh, this and this has happened to me. But did you die, bitch? Did you die?
Did you die? Did you die, though?
No, but it's
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
true. It's
People
true.
literally-
Like,
Until you get just uncomfortable or you get annoyed with yourself, and that's when you get to the point where you got to generate your own motivation. You got to generate your own goals, your visions, and know what you want to do. But life has to get uncomfortable for you to realize that, because then you realize everything that you was complaining about, it really was nothing.
Nowhere.
So are we really saying without suffering there's no growth? Is that what we're saying?
No, but
what else stimulates growth then, other than suffering?
Though, but for the masses, most people
There's
do
no
have to
appreciation.
feel it.
There's no
You see what I'm trying to say?
appreciation.
Without it.
I'm saying.
So it's just part of the normal
So
cycle.
think about it. Think
That's
about it.
fine.
How many things do you take for granted until you don't have them?
Practically everything.
Everything.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Outside of people like
Everything.
every
Inherently, you
single
can't
last-
be grateful for everything
Yeah.
all the time.
Exactly.
You know, I used to do this thing. Wake up, our attitude of gratitude. What am I thankful for? Rare. And then like, just can't keep up with that habit.
Nah, that's.
But I know.
No, but
Do you know what I mean?
This is
Like
society we live
on
in
a
right
constant
now as well.
basis. I don't know. I can't keep up with that habit.
I'm grateful every day.
I'm grateful
Yeah.
every
But I
yeah.
don't wake up shiny, happy.
But that's what I was trying to do for months and months.
No, we don't-
Sometimes I wake
But-
up vexed
Yeah.
and it's fine.
Yeah, that's it.
Fine,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
own it. Like
We
you
are
know
positive
what?
and we are
Today's
negative,
not a
you know?
good day. No one trouble me.
Yeah.
Like I'm really
Let's be
nice,
Yeah.
but I'm firm with people. Like
Of course.
Today's not the
Just
day.
maybe
You give
Thursday.
them a
I'm having one of them
Like,
weeks.
there's no
Like-
yin without yang, innit? Like, we have to be realistic, and there's some people. That's what I'm saying. Like,
So should we be trying to create more suffering for people to
you
kickstart
don't
them?
create.
If we want to help people, if we want to help
No.
kickstart Chrysalis, innit? Yeah,
No.
that's what it is, innit?
There's no
Chrysalis.
Truman Show.
No,
like,
yeah.
So should we not be trying to create?
No.
No.
Because you create problems
Yeah.
regardless in your mind anyway, so you don't need to.
Yeah.
People
problems.
Do you understand what I'm saying there?
People so many.
Like, it happens in
So
your mind
many.
before it happens in reality.
Yeah.
So you saying, should I create more problems? You're
For
already-
others.
You're already-
People are creating
They
themselves.
manifest-
Like
they're
problems
creating
for
themselves
themselves.
problems.
They manifest
For
it.
You see what I'm
themselves.
saying?
Yeah.
They don't, and the worst thing is they don't see themselves as problems though. Like,
Yeah.
you see when you
And
see a guy
but
that's
the
drunk,
issue.
and you tell him, bruv, you're drunk. I'm not drunk, man. Of course you would say that.
Because you're lost in the sauce.
Because
like
you're
you
lost in the sauce,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
believe your lies. So whoever comes to you, they look drunk to you, even though you're the one that's really yacked.
But it's like when you hit rock bottom and you've got nowhere else to go. There's only way really.
I've never hit rock
Yeah,
bottom.
that's it.
I've never hit rock bottom.
I'll never say.
I can't say that.
I'll never say hit rock bottom in the terms of maybe a holistic rock bottom. But there's been parts of my life, like with relationships and finances at certain times that have made me realize and say, okay, then cool. It's only me that's going to get myself out of this situation. I'm trying to say.
Do you know what?
I think my problem is that my rock bottom is way too low. Like I can really sustain some shit.
This is what I was
This is, you know, like I had a period of time when I said to myself, well, Jed, you're way too comfortable being broke. Like you actually make being broke easy. Like you're living. Do you know what I mean? Broke with nothing. So like obviously
Can I just say so?
that's something, but it's still not rock bottom.
No, do you know what? Okay, do you know what? Let me say this so people understand. I was born in Germany, yeah? And I came to UK when I was 15 and I moved to Brixton straight away. And I got introduced to my cousins that lived in Brixton Hill, Angels. And I'm a young, German born from an African background, so I don't know what's going on. So my cousins are like, oh, you know what, come join these people, this and that, not knowing that I joined a gang.
Gang thing, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm 14, 15 now, got stabbed. Just came from Germany, I don't know what's going on. Moved to my aunties. I went to Germany for holidays, and I came back to my aunties to Brixton, and I knocked on the door, and then some white lady opened the door. I was like, oh, what are you doing in the house? Try walk in, and she was like, what do you mean? I live here. I said, what? Like, where are my clothes? She was like, I don't know what you mean. Like, we moved in here a week ago. My aunties didn't give me a call, tell me that they moved. All my clothes were gone. You know what I'm saying? So I had to sleep in like a corner shop. I had to go to the local corner shop and ask them if I can sleep there. And then from there, I had to go to college and say, listen, this and that. I hit rock bottom, I haven't got nothing. So that's why when I talk about from pain to purpose, I know what I mean. And I know that not everyone that watches me will understand that when the day comes when you hit rock bottom, you're going to see me and be like, oh, rah, I fully understand now. Because for the people that had a good life or that never hit rock bottom, they'll be like, yeah, he's talking sense, but I don't really get
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You see
yeah,
what I'm trying to say?
yeah.
So that's why when I talk rock bottom, I can definitely say that, you know, like sleeping on corners, being hopeless for a bit, being in gangs.
I've done all of that and still looking back on it,
Yeah.
don't think I hit rock bottom.
But were you born in the UK? You see, because I came from Germany.
Yeah, that's an added element. You didn't have no links.
I didn't
to
have
the
no
area.
links,
I hear
no
that still.
parents.
Yeah,
My
it's
sisters
mad.
and brothers, like I wasn't really talking to them, so it's just all me.
That's mad,
I had to wake up and just focus on my own energy. There were no one saying, "Oh, Prince, you can do it, man. You're strong."
I've been there. I feel like because I was born in the area. I was
Yeah.
born in London.
Yeah.
But I came to a point where I was all alone in London.
Mm-mm.
So,
Oh, yeah, can I see that?
yeah. So I kind of do hear what you're saying. Just the fact that I was more familiar with the city may or may not have helped. Whatever. Do you know
And
what I mean?
also, they start down to your character as well.
Yeah.
Your character, everyone's different as well.
But
I'm trying to say.
ideologies on rock bottom is very different.
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
my experience has been with my health. So I had a home, I had this, but I didn't have my health, and I mean physically.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I mean down to the point of having carers and you know little things you take for advantage, like high five food, you know, touch, you know, like little things like
Them
even
sick touches.
struggle.
Like,
It wasn't really a real touch. It was
I'm fucked up, man. I'm fucked up.
But no, little things like you take for granted brushing your teeth, or even maybe
A lot of people do.
like holding
That's right.
your toothbrush. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Holding your toothbrush, holding a knife and fork.
And having the ability
and
to.
having the ability to
until that strip's taken away from
until
you.
that's taken away from you, and I think that's what I was saying about like rock bottom looks different for everyone because I had a roof over my head. Do you know what I mean? Money.
So no, it had nothing to do with that. It was just
nothing, it was
health
just
alone.
Health alone.
And that's the thing. You had your health.
You had health.
You know what I'm trying to say? So when you look back on it and you watch when you look back on it and you see, you think, oh, this is why I always say to people, one man's floor is another man's ceiling.
Yeah.
I always say that to man because, and then because I've got that reality in my head and I've had it for time, I'm gonna find it hard to ever say I'm rock bottom until I'm dead. Like rock bottom, that concept of rock don't.
Yeah,
that's probably one of my issues.
Because I've had like experience
Yeah,
to Rochelle because you were there like where I was in hospital for like 4.5 months, like just sick one day, went into hospital, didn't come out for 4.5 months. Like they cut off all the toes and the ball joint. Like I've got muscle missing from my quad. I need to have a hip replacement, but that was unrelated. I just needed a challenge like on top of it, but where like my immune system crashed, so all my organs shut down. Yeah, so no medicine was working or anything. So when I came round from the coma, all I could think was, I want a Ribena. I'm not even on a Ribena person, but I couldn't get that Ribena. And I'm here, and I can see it over there. And I like, literally, I couldn't get it. No one wants to tell me why. So I knew it was some real stuff. Like, he comes running in, high fives my dad. What the fuck is going on here? Like, anyway, it was all off. And the 4.5 months I was in hospital, what she said about not being able to hold your own toothbrush, like people take that for a joke.
Of course.
Like, I had to have 2 weeks of physio, and then the physiotherapist was like, listen, wait for me. I was like, what do you mean I'm ready? I can do this now. Yeah. Took off the cap, just tried to squeeze the toothpaste onto my toothbrush, passed out.
Oh my
Passed
God.
out in a tiled room, yeah? My man's walked out of the room. I'm fast, I didn't listen, it's my fault. I stood up in this Zimmer frame, tried to squeeze out the toothpaste, passed out. But he knows I'm fast, so he kind of stopped halfway, saw me going down, kind of sprinted along and caught my head. And that's mad, like, you literally have to have someone risking their life to come and save you from busting your head because you don't have your health. Everything else is simple. Like, I had to press a button to get up. Like, press the button and like it was done. I had 2 nurses for 24 hours for like
That's crazy,
6 weeks. Do you see what I mean? So when I could do everything and afterwards everything else is minor. I know it sounds ridiculous, but
does it make you feel a lot more
like,
does it make you feel a lot more motivated or
everything
grateful?
else is minor. This is why I say I'm grateful every day. Yeah. And like Jed said something to me once. He was like, I was complaining about something and I can't even remember what it was to this day. I was like, complaining. He was like, whatever. Until you're hooked up to 29 machines, I'm not going to worry. until that you're good.
strong.
It's
So
fine.
the record amount
Like-
of wires I've ever seen coming
But I
out
think
of this human being.
it's-
I
bro.
was like,
I don't even want to talk about it. It was really horrible for me to
but
witness.
he was
It's
right.
crazy.
Do you see
It's
what
crazy.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
everything
Absolutely
else
crazy.
is a minor.
But
Like,
it's funny that you say
everything
that,
else.
Lex, because it leads back to kind of his thing about the choosing suffering. You see, like us, we pick our battles. Like we know we're not stressing over that.
Yeah.
That's nothing to stress. That's minor in comparison to what I've
Been
so
through
you
or whatever.
choose
Yeah.
what- you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you
So that
choose
gives you
what
a nice,
you're
what's the
balance.
word? Perspective,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
Like,
so it
yeah.
balances all out for you. Like I could get a bill through my door, and I'm like,
Yeah.
really?
Oh,
Yeah. Someone else over there is like, I'm like, really? Okay, see you next week and that. I'll phone you. Yeah, or, do you know what I mean? You pick, and you
Literally.
pick what you wanna, like you wanna put your mind
That's
to,
what I
and you
mean,
wanna
yeah.
suffer, and you. Some things people are suffering because they.
Did you need that suffering to
The thing is-
did you need that? Would
Oh,
you would you have got to this place without the suffering?
Nope.
No.
chance.
Nope.
I'm
And
just-
that's why I think
So then when we're talking
suffering
about we
leads
got
to expansion.
50 million, 50 billion, and we're trying to stop suffering for certain people, are we not stealing their
No, you can't
their
stop.
lessons?
No, you can't stop.
But then
suffering.
maybe,
Limit.
No,
But we're trying
That's
to
why I
do.
give people the choice. Like, you have a choice.
Yeah.
The choice is yours. However you come to your whatever you want to call it, I call it sense, because you could live freely over here. But anyway, like however you come to that decision is up to you, because people do have to go through their own battles. You can't be told. You're a person who can't be told. I could give you 50 billion and give you the key to the the secret.
But I might not.
And you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't
Yeah,
take it. You
yeah.
wouldn't take it from me and believe what I told you. You'd have to find out for yourself.
So,
Yeah.
Even if I gave it to you, like you just wouldn't.
Because, yeah,
But you know, but back to the money and helping, would it be better if we then focused on giving the majority of the money to the newest generation? So maybe focusing between the
They're not
newborns and the
educated.
12. No, but we educate them.
Yeah, we educate.
So what? Educate them before you give them the money?
No, we don't give them the money. We invest in them. So
Invest in
Oh, yeah,
No,
that's
this
what I
is
was
the
talking about,
thing.
the schools and-
Loyalty schemes. Okay, so people have to pay in
She's heard this
to
thing.
get out.
No, I get that, but at the same time,
because if you pay it all out, you could be done in the generation. You know?
See, I was feeling. Remember when I was first trying to give you what I do, the money, and what I was saying is, if it was a lower amount of money, I would have been on some. I've always had this idea because I saw this woman that won the lottery and she bought a castle. I think it was in Scotland, and she housed like 40 of her closest friends and family in a thing. And she said, "Look, I've taken rent and mortgage and all that out of your worries, yeah." And then, like, I was thinking I'd take that one step further, like what you said, and try and invest in each person individually to go out and start their own business.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? And then bring that
Everybody's
somehow
on their feet.
back in,
Back
so
to
we
the
start
source.
growing
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
mad conglomerate.
Yeah.
But you know, like humans, man, like we fuck
Because
things up,
you
man.
But
are
that's why I
gonna,
said,
you
like,
are
you know,
gonna have to mess up. This is the
Yeah.
thing, like, people are gonna have to. You have to. When I say it, like, I'd fund people's education, because you need to go out and learn about yourself. Like, getting an education isn't just getting a certificate. Do you see what I mean? You learn how to be a whole complete person.
And also how,
So you need to go and do that and make your mistakes and suffer and do this.
I've got something that I've just thought of. Because you got a lot of money, we could start up a company where we fund young people to go on worldwide trips. So then they get to go on. Do you know what I mean? Because you see how the white folks and that, they get to go like on the gap year and do the backpacking and that. Do you know what I mean? We can fund shit like that for the youngsters to see shit.
Wherever you go, you can do it. I'll pay for it. Just build the roads back.
Wherever you go, do some
Help
labour
them
there.
build the hospital.
That's a sick
Go
scheme,
and
you
go
know.
to parks and stuff over there. Like,
Do you know what I mean?
I feel like
And I'll pay for
they have to see life.
Take a youth from the hood here,
That's it.
4 of them,
go and do it.
shoot them over there,
That's it.
say, look, you lot help build this thing,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. Once you've done that project and you've
Yeah.
completed
And
it,
it'll help you grow.
then we can help you move over here,
And then
boom, 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 and you come back in a year's time,
Yeah.
and then tell me
tell me
what
what
you've
you've
learned.
What you learned and what you
Very
learned.
easy.
Yeah.
See if you're the same road you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all gonna be whacked, isn't it?
Yeah.
It will be though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's gonna come back and be gangbanging? No one,
You
is
see
it?
life.
Who's coming back?
You coming back?
No one.
You have to do a Skype conversation. They're not gonna.
You know the ones there? Because I love them programs when they take that the little attitude teen and then
Little
they
kids.
fling them
Start
over
crying
somewhere.
after a week.
That was
Yeah, oh, I hate this place. I hate this place. I hate this place.
They come in all bad and that.
Yeah.
And then
And then they end there bawling because they don't want to go.
Yeah, they
That's
appreciate
amazing.
life afterwards.
I
Yeah.
think that's what we lack a lot over here. Experiences. Because
Experience.
as much as we're here, like I could speak to someone that's 40 odd, like way older than me, and they'll be like, I've got plenty more experiences than you because of their age. But you've been
never
in
left
this
your
space.
block.
Yeah,
You've only been in this space.
yeah. That's not, that
So
doesn't
you've
equate to
experienced
time.
it.
Doesn't equate to
Yeah,
experience.
you've
Because you could be
experienced
doing that same
Yeah.
Groundhog
Cycle
Day
is a
thing
regular
every day.
cycle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what a lot of people want to cling to their experiences and make them define them. But I'm like, you haven't really had much different experiences. It's just quite the same in the same cycle.
That's why I rate a man that's been like you've lived in Germany and you've been here and you understand it.
Yeah.
Go on, so
I just wanted to say, like, I really think that would change a lot of things if young people were allowed to travel.
to travel, yeah.
That
Because
opportunity.
It just opens up your mind and it gives you perspective
Yeah.
to what really is suffering and what other people are going through
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, yeah.
You know, it does give you a bit more balance.
Yeah, balance, innit?
But
You know? I
even
think that's what
sorry.
we need is to realise that it's what we pay attention to that makes it into whatever we think that it is. So the more you pay attention to, I don't know, a stress in your life, the bigger it will become.
Of course,
Yeah,
Definitely.
That's what I was about to say. Like, obviously, living in the UK as well, like, this is so fast. Like, the culture, everything. We don't realize how quick it is. We don't have any time to breathe, or even meditating is difficult. You know what I'm trying to say? But when you move to a different place and everything's just slowed down straight away,
You would find that time, that hour in the day, that 2 hours,
easy.
where you're just sitting there
You
like
can't- in this country,
just
you
you
just
and your
get
thoughts.
lost in, you know,
not wearing
it's
a watch.
easy to be selfish. You get me?
Yeah.
Because you have
I
to
don't never
focus
set
on
my
yourself.
watch.
Basically, H, what I think what it is with UK or with London in particular is people are going fast nowhere, man.
Nowhere to
You know what I
be
mean?
honest,
Like direction is more important than speed. Like even when you finish work,
It's full of
people are
thoughts,
rushing. You're rushing. You know what I mean? You're rushing. But where are you going? Home? Where
It's
you're
true.
boxed up again?
Yeah, yeah. Back
It's
to
you.
your
Back to
your
your
box.
box.
It's crazy,
You
isn't it?
understand?
Rushing.
Yeah,
That's the comfort zone.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, see there?
You want
See
to
there?
get quick.
You wanna get back to your comfort
You want to
zone.
get back to your comfort zone.
It's true.
quickly. No one should really like. Oh my god, I need to rush for the bus. What, who's waiting for you at home? Like, you know what I mean?
mad.
It's a bit crazy.
You just inbuilt to run for it.
So now,
That's the
obviously,
paradigm,
because
isn't
you see it, you feel like you have to rush as well. If you're not rushing, what am I doing?
What are you doing?
But it's the
You
rush.
understand? And that's why it is with the kids. So back to the question, like when they see their friends traveling around the world, seeing different things, automatically they will say, I want to see what Donny's on. Like he came back from Marrakesh feeling all lively.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm telling him, come Brixton Hill. Let's have. No,
He's
I'm,
saying, no,
I'm
no.
saving my money for next trip.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I think that's a great idea to invest that money in the youth and just
I like
have
that
projects
idea,
and
man.
that there
Yeah.
for them to kind of like grow.
the world.
Yeah, see the world
Slightly
and-
off topic here, but one of the things I always wanted to do is I wanted to do documentaries where I was like, you know, like a black man abroad, like Jedi. You know me, with my attitude, my personality. I just go into bare different weird places.
That's funny.
And every time I tell people, they're always like, "No, it'd be so sick to see me doing it," because it's always some other guy. It's never me. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, isn't it? And I'd tell you that I'd go there. First thing I'd be like, right. So I found the weed, and then
What is that Moni guy's name? What is that Moni guy's
The
name?
one from Manchester.
What is it? The bald Carl.
Oh, Carl, yeah, yeah.
Every
Well,
time
yeah,
I
yeah,
watch his
yeah.
show, I would be like, if only this was Jed,
it'd be
much
so
fun.
funny.
because you bring his personality.
Yeah.
And people need to
Could you
see
imagine?
people like you
In different
I'm
circumstances.
talking about
Yeah.
our generation. They need to see
Because-
because you
this-
understand. You connect with the kids
Yeah,
that's
I'm trying
been
to
through that.
say.
So if they see a guy that used to be and
Yeah.
now is doing this, they'll be like, right, I want to be like him now.
Yeah.
Because
One of the sickest-
our role models really is in the music, isn't it? You know what I'm trying to say, and what we see as our role models on the TV is trash, really, isn't it?
Whenever I find something inspirational, it's usually when it's got someone you wouldn't expect in a certain scenario that's like different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I used to watch this thing on YouTube. I think it's called Gangsters Go Fishing or something like that. And it's these American dudes. And they get a fishing boat and they go out and fish, and it's just they're smoking blunts in the thing, and they're just talking. But I like shit like that. But it's like they're fishing and they're catching fish as well, and it's just and they're like, yeah, this is it's different because you're getting people from a certain box and you're placing them into a certain scenario that's not normally associated with them, and yeah, I don't know how we got there, but that's we got there. See,
That makes
see?
sense, yeah.
We got there from
Taking
50
people out of their
million to
comfort zone.
gangsters in gangsters go fishing. That's how it is, man. But yeah, I think I found my answer. I would create something like that, like an underground railroad, an overground
This is what
railroad.
I'm saying.
Yeah, of
Don't
spots
publicize
to
it
spots.
because I'd be like, oh, join my gap year.
Yeah,
thingy
yeah,
to people.
thingy.
That's how I'd sell it to the kids. It'll take a minute
What,
for the
you send us
government
a
to realise
you
that
send us on
a whole
holiday
bunch
for
of
free.
ethnics are missing. Like, oh,
Exactly.
yeah, what's
They'll be like,
going
what?
on?
Send them there, and then
Really?
there,
Listen,
you get me?
disappear.
There,
Runaway
Prince
slaves.
has got his base set up there, so boom, 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 and then
Yeah.
you got your projects. I'm funneling them that way.
Yeah.
Once they've done, they're going that
Just
way,
go that way.
boom, boom, boom,
That's the thing,
funneling,
they've got 50
and they could be
million.
picking up maybe little qualifications
Everyone's
as
got a
well.
job.
Exactly. Exactly.
Everyone's got a job if I've got
That'd be
50 billion.
sick.
Because this is the thing, like I am quite a lazy person, so I'm not going to spend time setting up things, like doing things to do other things.
Yeah, to
when I know
create more
people who
jobs.
can do things.
Yeah,
Does that make
delegator.
sense?
You're a delegator. Delegator.
Everyone's got a job. Everyone's got a job.
But
Everybody
what-
good?
You know,
Okay.
you know all these, you see all these like businessmen. We think that's
what
like
they
third. That's what they do.
That's what they do, they just
that's what
delegate.
They understand that people is what makes you money. You know,
Yeah,
trying to
human
say,
resources.
yeah,
They
that's
get
it.
people
People
involved,
make
innit?
you money. So if you've got money, you just discern who can do what.
Some of them even get people that are creative and say, think
of some shit, man.
Oh yeah, you think
I believe in you.
this
So
person,
they invest in creative people.
Yeah.
Some Dragon's Den shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Thomas Edison.
I do a Dragon's Den kind of thing as well. Still.
Yeah.
Literally.
You should, yeah, no, seriously, that's it.
Yeah.
Some would say Thomas Edison was a businessman and not an inventor.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
You see what I'm trying to
was.
say?
yeah,
Some
yeah.
would say, you know.
Yeah. And
Apparently.
then he
Still
took
a-
credit
yeah,
for everything.
Yeah.
Well, he's
And
just a
then-
businessman and not an
Yeah,
inventor.
yeah.
So.
So with that, you see, it looks like we're going in the right direction.
Can I just say
So now we
something?
just need to get 50 bill.
Yeah, that's it.
Can I say
You know?
something?
Yeah.
However little or how much it is, work with what you got.
Yeah.
Because
Straight, yeah.
because from what you got, you can then invest the little that you've got. You can make it big if you know what you're gonna do with it's money, energy, time.
course,
If you know what
whatever
you're
you
gonna
got,
do
yeah,
with
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
and it's positive, then just.
But
work
really,
with
there is
that.
no difference, between money, energy, and
It's all
time.
energy. It's everything.
It's all the same. It's all the same community.
Energy.
All energy.
And everything.
Because money is only valuable because of the human energy behind it. That's
Stored
it's
labour.
taken that people will work or donate in exchange for it. That's why that's
Currency,
it.
innit?
Currency.
And don't be afraid to try to come out of your comfort zone. If you really want something,
That's it.
don't be afraid to try it and get what you want.
Has everyone got an example of when they've come out of their comfort zone?
Jeez.
Yeah.
I
Oh, go on. Let's hear it.
Might as well go round there.
Okay, so when I was younger, I was always like, oh, I'm skinny, I'm little, I get picked last for sports, blah, 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 blah. I can't, and I did because I was very short-sighted and I was very short. So I did get picked last for sports. So it was like, fitness was always uncomfortable for me. So, but now, like, I use it to help other people because I had to come out of my comfort zone because it was either I become more athletic or I sit down and waste away and like sit in a wheelchair. So literally coming out of my comfort zone was painful as shit.
Yeah.
But it changed what I do, so I don't spend 18 hours in an office like with a bunch of people that I don't like doing stuff that's not really impacting people how I want to because I had to work by somebody else's rules. So yeah, and I can do great pull-ups now.
She's
She's
sick. She does all that
best
stuff.
in the
All that stuff. All that stuff. Yeah, all the mad ones, man. It's crazy.
You should go gym together.
Sorry.
It's no problem. Yeah, mine was basically I've always kind of had the entrepreneurial spirit, but never really had the crystallized path of how I was going to get to my goal. So I literally, I remember last year where basically I was meant to get a job, I didn't get it. I moved back down to London. Just a few things went west really, and basically I then made the decision to basically kind of lock everybody off, really understand myself and understand what I want. Ended up going to Nigeria for 3 months. When I went to Nigeria, some people were attracted into my life that I'm still working with right now, and things that just led on to the next stage. And if I never really got to that point where I had to get out of my comfort zone and go to Nigeria, I don't think this path would have been viable. So I feel like that was me getting out of my comfort zone and taking myself to the next stage. Learned a lot about it myself there as well.
with me, I got this story of how I started. This is how I started. First I started with Mama Philly's Kitchen because I kind of, you know, that when you hit the rock bottom, it's not really the rock bottom because we are providers of our family. So if you haven't got like nothing in desperate times, then you're gonna start thinking. Yeah. You're gonna start thinking, what can I do? What can I do of my talents? I got so much talent, and I haven't got any money to like buy some gas or electric or something like that. And then I walked around, you know, it was really bad. I'm just gonna tell the truth because it's all about realness, innit? It got really bad. That I don't care who, you know, because this is my story of how I started.
My story.
So I started like I didn't know what to do.
Sorry, I have to always do that.
Yeah. I started like, you know, the things that I've got like just lying around the house. I got like some toys, like, you know, like kids toys, and then I will sell it to cash converters, you know, for £10 and that. Then, you know, that's just hustling, survival mode. And then I thought, I haven't got money, but I've got talent, and I'm ready to put in energy and to manifest from my idea. So I thought, I'll cook something, and then I'll put it on Facebook, see who's gonna order. I didn't even have money that time. I didn't even have money. Peace got some money, but that's not his money, so I don't have money. So I thought, I've cooked something. I've cooked some peri-peri whole chicken in my own recipe. I kind of looked at the Nando's, but I remixed it to my own.
Bring some next time as well.
Yeah, definitely. and then I cooked that, and then I took pictures and put on Facebook. And people had like 4 orders, and I'm like, wow, like, you know, like results. So I said, let me borrow that money, and I'll give back to you tomorrow. So he lent me the money. I got some chicken and marinated them and stuff, and cooked them and sold them, and I got some money. So from then on, like the Mama Philly's Kitchen started because from hitting the rock bottom, then you realize like, what have you got? You got yourself. Then work with yourself. Work with what you got. And from then on, then all these businesses come out. Mama Philly's Cakes. You know, I never knew in my wildest dreams that I'm going to do that. But that's because I went out of my comfort zone. I didn't stay there, and I had to do something. And I'm glad I did. I
rate that, man. I rate that.
So you felt like you got to rock bottom then?
Yeah, that time I was in tears, like walking in the street, like I didn't know what to do. I'm not even gonna be embarrassed because it's, you know what I mean. It's not to be embarrassed about. We all go through that, but that's the epiphany.
You know them Bible stories where you make what's out of nothing. That story.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
From they pray on the thing and then it multiply.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
Alchemy.
From nothing.
Alchemy. Being a co-creator. That's what it's all about. So it's not that we're not struggling. It's not that we're not struggling and people don't see us struggling. We are trying to survive. We're trying to work. You know, make most of what we got.
Of course.
Yeah, and that's from my own story. So.
You know what? Here we are, Rochelle. Here we are.
Comfort zones. This year, I launched Loopy Life, and I did an event called Lupus in Lux, and it was like bringing ladies together with their experiences of dealing with an autoimmune condition, and especially where it's not really seen, so you wouldn't even know this person's unwell. And I think most people thought that I was just doing a business or even just doing an event where I was telling ladies, just them to come forward and tell their story. And I think watching myself back, because I participated, so watching myself back, that was a big thing, because I don't talk about my story. My story isn't something that defines me per se. It has its defining moments, but doesn't define me. So that was my first time being in a room full of friends, family, even strangers, and some real
your
personal.
truth.
Like you could even see me crying on the projector. It was like crazy, because I think even some of my friends and my family that have known me, they didn't even know these were the things that were happening. But that was definitely coming out of your comfort zone moment. I didn't even think that would have. I didn't even know how it was going to look, but I did it. And I think even just being here and still sharing little bits and bobs, it still is, because it's a big thing, like sharing your vulnerabilities with everyone. Do you get where I'm coming from? Health, not health, whatever it is, life, innit? So yeah, that was a big thing, and I just had an operation a couple months before my 5th one, just before I did the event. So I was stressing, like, are you gonna stand up on the night? Are you gonna be alright? Are you? But it was a complete success. So I think I learned something about coming out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, I'll clap to that. I'll clap to that.
Yeah.
Sorry, you two, if we never clap for your thing. No, no pressure, Prince. No pressure. We've heard your one still. To be fair, we kind of. But you might go. Go on. Yeah, go on. Go for it, man. Say what you want.
To be honest with you, I come out of my comfort zone every day because I feel like keeping it real nowadays is seen as being too much, and a lot of people like to push away the real people. Yeah. Like for example, if you ask me a question, how do I look, and I tell you I'm not really feeling it. Yeah. You ask me, how do I look? It doesn't mean that what I say is real, but this is how I feel.
Your perception.
Exactly. So a lot of people are like, when you're too real, they either back off or they're connected with your energy. And because I keep it real on my Instagram, on my Facebook, on my YouTube videos, I come out of my comfort zone every day because I say things that people don't want to hear. You know, like even for me to move from Germany to UK to London, not speaking English properly, you know, moved from London to Manchester because I've been in madness, moved from Manchester to Leeds because I've been in madness. I always had to come out of my comfort zone, and I realised that I had to learn to fly. And when I say fly, I'm talking about first loving yourself. You know, because I knew that.
Yo, man, come to this youth. He's been busting off bare quotes now. On the quote, on the quote. My God.
No, because
first loving yourself.
Yeah, first loving yourself. I had to learn to fly because I believe, you know what, I had to move from city to city to city. So me saying, oh, he's my boy, or he's my real girl, how long am I saying it for? I'm just only here for 6 months. So if I rely on your energy and on you to push me up, I'm leaving anyway, so he's going to push me up.
Crazy.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say I come out of my comfort zone every day. And to all of you, just stay real to yourself. The real ones will stay, the fake ones will vanish. Like,
that's right.
Everyone has their purpose in your life. Sometimes it's seasonal, sometimes it's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No pain, no purpose, man.
Just keep doing you.
I want my club.
You earned it.
Training program on his ethos.
My God.
And then what's quotes? All right. From the hood.
Lauren. Quotes.
Come on.
I'd say, like, as I've like progressed through life, I'm only 19 at the moment, but as I meet new people, I've kind of noticed that I've come from a place where I was actually quite comfortable. I was never really outside of nothing major to put me outside of my comfort zone. But recently, I've been trying to help someone that I've known for a long time with like housing issues, and I've been having to deal with homelessness and suicide attempts and depression and mental health, and that's pulled me out of my comfort zone. It's been very all-consuming, especially when you've never had to go through anything close to that. But that's definitely like shown me not to take what I have for granted, or what I've managed to do for granted, because some of you have to go through some really hard stuff.
It's funny that you say that. I'll clap to you as well, sorry.
Because still not getting a clap, Harry. I know what it is.
It's funny that you say that, because we'll go back to, like, do you know rock bottom? Because I remember the first time I went to Sierra Leone with my cousin, and that's where I'm from, and we both experienced the same holiday, but what she got out of the holiday and what I got out of the holiday were two different things. She basically, that was kind of her rock bottom, seeing the suffering, like people were suffering. She came back and she said, okay, I've got to basically find my path back to Sierra Leone to help people. 2-3 years down the line, she's back there doing civil engineering. So that was kind of like her wake up call. Whereas I just went there, I was just like, yeah, this is
nice.
I'm just chilling, doing what I'm doing, and she kind of used it
and got inspired in different ways.
Yeah, so everybody's just, you know, thought I just mentioned that.
Another thing I was going to touch on, because we was talking about giving money, and you know, I'm not even giving money, giving our time and energy and our currency, being people that may be below the breadline per se. And then we kind of touched on rich people, but we came off it because I don't think none of us are financially rich. I could be speaking out of turn. Could be speaking out of turn, Prince. But you get me? But what I was going to say is, what do you think about like rich people that find some way to ignore their privilege and give back? Are they genuine people? Are there many of those real type of people that do that? Is that a fantasy?
Name me one rich person who's ignored their privilege and given back with no gain of their own. Just like name me one.
We've got a room full of people. Everyone's welcome to give. Do you know someone that does that?
There are few.
No,
Huh?
they've gained thingy from it.
Akon.
What about
Akon
Angelina Jolie?
I think Jolie, yeah.
Jolie, yes.
Does
This
he
is
do
the thing.
about?
But this is the thing. All of those good things they've done, they've been pushed to do by other people.
How do you know?
Now we don't know that for a
Because
fact.
they're
though.
ambassadors for an organisation. Do you know how like
I
charity
kind of
things
agree,
work?
So who we talking?
No, but maybe they wanted to do that.
But you do all of this, and for all of this that you do, you're given a certain amount of airtime. Yeah, like as PR agents, like I literally used to do, like you will line up people with charities. They go out and do good works, and then they use that for promo. So this is why I'm asking the question: like, how many rich people do you really know who've given their time and their money through no gain of their own?
I personally would have said I weren't really feeling the Akon analogy, but even worse than the Akon analogy would be Angelina Jolie.
She's
in my
ridiculous.
perception.
Yeah.
I'd think that.
That's
no
the cover to
disrespect,
steal
but
children from
I
back
But they
home.
don't
I'd-
really publicise it. They're not trying to encourage good media.
Yeah.
They're not
Who-
really trying
who
to
don't?
encourage good media.
Who?
Like the media isn't owned by people who are going through the things that we're going through.
No, yeah, this is what I mean, because
Yeah.
the rich people you do see giving back, it's a business for them. Like
course.
a lot of them,
Philanthropy
it's not,
is
it's
a
not
business.
from the kindness of your heart. They do it like people who have money give it away because you get tax breaks.
It
Now you don't have to
happens.
pay
What
my
about
man that
Oprah?
much money
But you never know
because
if
you've
they-
given away so much money.
But you-
So even if it's encouraged, it's still a business, and they know how to work that business.
And
There
which
are
charity you give it
people.
to.
There are
You know?
people like who like. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go and build a hospital with my bare hands.
Exactly.
Like, I'm
Like,
taking
for
my
instance,
money.
Little John.
Yeah.
Little John just gonna build
Exactly,
a
a
hospital, a school.
And a,
Is
like,
it where is it in Ghana?
In
Is it
Ghana,
Ghana?
yeah.
Why don't you create
Like,
your own charity?
Yeah, I would never give
those
this.
ones.
Okay.
I would- I think isn't by law charities only have to give 30% of their turnover to the cause?
5%.
30%, isn't it? Are you sure it's 5?
No,
Yeah.
30.
I think
It's only if you go. No, it's only if you go
If you
above
go
a
above
certain
eight grand.
mark,
Okay.
which is
okay.
why so many charities do like.
So wait, they said that again.
So-
If you go over 8 grand,
Or 6 grand.
6 grand, you have to. What was the
You,
It's no
you
more than-
only have to give 5% of your thingy
of what
to
you
the
receive
cause.
in,
The
to
rest
the
can
cause
be thingy as
for
running
admin
costs.
and blah blah running costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, and then when you're earning a certain amount from it, then you have to obviously.
What
give
is that out of a
more
pound?
to the cause.
5% of a pound is
5p.
5 pence.
Yeah.
It's less than
It's
that
not,
for a lot
it's
of
not.
things. You'd be
It's
so
not a lot.
surprised.
It's not a
Trust
lot.
me,
5 pence out of a
Yeah.
pound.
That's why I'll
Yeah,
never
it's
give
It's
money
less
to
than that
charity.
When you're
sometimes.
donating.
Sometimes it's literally like 0.5 pence. Like it's not even the 5 pence.
But sickness and suffering is a business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Of course,
So
that's what
it
it
is.
is about.
You
That
have
you
to-
get the help.
Definitely, yeah.
You know,
The medication and all of
Yeah,
that.
if they give, if you're in problem, then you can sell you the cure.
Yeah, of
So
course,
you
definitely.
half it.
The ones who've got shares in McDonald's probably have shares in the pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get people who are
I'll say-
privileged and leave it alone, but you have to leave it alone. Do you see what I mean?
I'll say the people, to answer your
true-
question,
Yeah.
I'll say it's people, the rich people that travelled around and that seen poverty with their own eyes. They're the ones that feel like, oh, I didn't know this before. Now I see it. I feel like I want to give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, to answer your question, remember what you asked before, why do you think rich people? So I think it's this, the globalists, the ones that travel around.
How much can you give if someone, the people that are giving you the money probably do not want you redispersing that money around? They probably would want you to keep that. You know, most people who are rich get their money from, you know, trying to say
Yeah,
people
family.
behind the scenes. You get me?
Yeah.
So they kind of control how.
I believe that certain people are not allowed to spend money on whatever they want.
Of course,
Yeah.
look at the
Well, of
NFL. Look at what's it called?
Do you know what I mean?
What's it called? Colin. I can't remember.
Kaepernick.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Kaepernick.
See what he did.
I don't
Now-
trust him still.
Oh, well, he's been blacklisted
I
anyway.
don't trust him still.
Why though? Why?
I know why you don't trust Colin. You don't trust.
I
any
weren't
of them
feeling
in
him
that
from the
picture.
beginning, and then when I see him with Shaka bars, I'm like, oh fuck this. Man. I don't trust him either.
Why?
Because he's not trustworthy. You can't look a man in his eyes. He's not a trustworthy individual. Get me? That's what it is. He moves shaky. He moves shaky. And when he sees me, he crosses the road and goes hides in Whole Food shops. No. We got no issue. Only if you see the realness beaming off a man, and you're moving shady, would you cross the road? You get me? What did you say? Be yourself, innit? Yeah. So once you're yourself, obviously, personally, I don't.
But the point,
I don't trust him.
The point I was trying to make
That's
is
me personally.
The point that I was trying to make is when you actually actively try to give back and try to redistribute the wealth, you will get cut off.
People want to stop
if
This
you
is what I
made your
mean.
money through a
Sometimes you
certain
have to
avenue,
leave it alone.
you know what I'm trying to
Like,
say?
if
So
you're
through the
privileged-
media, through sports, there's only so much you can really do.
Sometimes, like, if you're privileged,
You see what I'm trying to say?
if you are privileged, you
Yeah,
have
that's
to
why I
leave it
don't trust
alone.
Shaka Bars and them, man.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Why? 'Cause
That's
they're like
why
celebrities.
you have to make a choice because you're
Collect the
either
dots,
going
man.
you're going to toe the party line, kind of deliver whatever it is against under whoever's agenda, or you have to leave your privilege, like leave everything and go and build huts somewhere, like by yourself. That's
I think it's an admirable trait for somebody that is not experiencing something to look back and be like, do you know what, I feel for your plight and I'm going to do that. But it just feels like, from what we're talking about, there's not many people that are actually doing it without an ulterior motive. Now, my thing, what I said to you earlier is, if you're gonna help people and make money from it at the same time, go for it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So if you have set up some kind of charity and you're making a lot of peace, as long as people are benefiting from that, I'm actually not going to hate on you. I think we hate on people sometimes.
You're not lying about, because if it's a charity,
the honesty thing. But do you know what? Even if you're embezzling a bit of pee to man, I just feel like you're someone that's helping. Yeah. Whereas there's people that are sitting there not doing nothing, and they're going to judge you for embezzling from the charity. I hear that. As long as your charity is actually doing work,
it's not embezzling, and this is what. So don't use.
And as long as you're not necessarily that's the wrong term.
Exactly.
As long as you're not
Like,
necessarily
you can pay
stealing
yourself,
from people.
As long as you're not stealing.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, embezzling is the wrong thing.
Yeah.
As long as you're not stealing from people.
So that's the lying part.
Yeah. You're right. I stand corrected. So as long as you're moving honest with what you're doing, I feel like you not declaring certain things is your right. See, do you know what I mean?
That's what I said, like,
I'm cool with that if you're not declaring certain things.
yeah?
Everyone don't need to know your business details, and if you're doing your thing, and
as long as it isn't public money, isn't it?
Of course. But that's that.
No, this is what I'm saying. It's not public money. Remember in the beginning.
What is public money? You mean like money that's been donated from the charity? All right, let's talk about Grenfell. Let's talk about Grenfell, yeah. Let's talk about Grenfell charity, yeah.
Okay, this is what he means. For instance, yeah. See in the beginning when I said, okay, I'm going to split my 50 billion, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to give my dad 25.
25,
so that's
25,000
making
million.
money. So that money's making money for the charity, for the loyalty scheme.
Yeah.
What I do with my 25 billion, no one talk to me. Because that money's making, that's the public money.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about how I build the Casey land over here, because this is mine.
But when you got certain, the Casey, she Papa got this a lot. She keeps plugging the Casey land.
So don't come to my island and start, but you're spending too much. It's none of your business.
No, I'm doing my thing.
That 25 billion over there will make another 100 billion.
Definitely.
So you don't worry about that. That won't be misspent, and there will be rules and regulations to who can kind of buy into the loyalty scheme, who can take what out of it once you've fulfilled whatever. Cool. That's how we keep order. But otherwise, once you've drawn out because you've invested, what you then do with that, as long as you're living good and you're impacting positively on your community, I don't care. Do what you want. Go on. Yeah. Go on over there.
I mean, you can give them percentages.
Simple as that, yeah.
Percentages of each department. Do something with that.
So always pay to invest. Like, it always pay to invest in the community because you always get more back out of it.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't fiddle with that, but otherwise you've got to let people live because you've got to enjoy what you do as well.
That's it. 100%. That's when you maintain it. If you enjoy it, yeah.
And if you've got desires that we need to burn out. If you've got money, you can burn out a lot of desires, I'm sure.
My desires to be fantasy. I was just like, Alright, so let's talk about we went to charity and all these good stuff, yeah. What about like the other side? The other 25,000 and the other 25,000 million of
Calisthenics gym.
Yeah, come on. We're talking 25,000 million. That's a gym that's sorted in like 2 million Depending on how state of the arts
The
you want.
workers is
How
going
sick can it be?
Anyone gonna carve it in the side?
You're thinking of like Neverland with fucking.
It really will be.
There's bars everywhere. Just some madness going on.
It'll be like literally. You see Wakanda?
Yeah.
But like.
What's Wakanda again? I don't know.
When Black Panther rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be.
Oh,
like,
his land.
If you've ever seen it, it'd be like that, but just with calisthenics parks.
Everywhere. Just people just doing
Everywhere.
pull-ups everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Get from place to place.
That would be nice.
Like,
As a requirement,
like,
can you do 10 pull-ups?
Yeah.
You
That's
can't get in them.
Everybody, there'd be a way for people
But
to get
has the
around.
Cajun land got a military?
Listen, you're not gonna know where it is. Who said you're gonna know where it is?
Well, G.P.R.S. is
Well,
around.
I don't know.
How are you gonna know it exists?
Listen,
Everyone wears
because it's
tinfoil
mine.
hats.
I told you,
She's got
the
a business plan already. She's got a
mainland.
business
I
plan.
said there's a
She's
bunch of islands. The mainland
your
is
land,
mine.
yes,
No one trouble my
Where's the police?
land.
Where's
Yeah?
where's
You don't
the
have your police.
security?
You'll be
Where
alright.
is
You
it?
lot will be fine.
The man then.
Have you
Yeah.
given us a military?
Listen,
Have these
like I
islands got
said,
military?
I've delegated. I've delegated. There's somebody who's taking care of that. I don't know who. He'll know who it is.
She's fully detaching herself with that.
But like, everything will be cool. I'm just saying, the KZN land, like that's a different, like it's like Vatican City, different rules,
Careful,
different
mate,
thing.
careful.
Different
I
thing.
would say like a city with
Different thing.
island within the island.
So
a
the
place
HQ is
within a-
always protected. So
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if they get everything else,
Yeah.
they'll get the HQ. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine still. Okay, so.